everybody, welcome back. I am Zargram Sanders, Magician Extraordinaire, and I want to welcome you back to my stream. Last Tuesday we did a Twitch Day. Thank you. Alright, so how this is going to work, this is going to be a lot like last time, but I've made things a bit more organized and nice this time. We're going to have a character sheet, I'm going to be over here, and we're going to have a character sheet in the bottom right, boom. So this is the default state of the character sheet we got. So, player is... Okay, jeez. What we got here is, you got the player is the whole of my Twitch chat, you guys. The character name is Chat, but spelled with a T. Your class is Adventurer, because I realized making the chat do all these different polls to set up the character kind of, dragged a little bit. You guys, your alignment is Chaotic Hive Mind. We have physical, mental, and spiritual. Physical, in D&D terms, physical would be like your strength, your dexterity, your constitution. Mental would be like your intelligence, your wisdom, charisma. Spiritual, basically spiritual represents your soul, your character's soul, their drive, their willpower, that sort of thing. Mental is more like their brain, even though it does involve wisdom and stuff like that. So, they're going to overlap a lot, obviously, because the body has a brain, and the brain affects the mind, yada, 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 but you take my meaning. So, you guys are playing as Peepo, because your Twitch chat, that's like the mascot of Twitch chat. So, I'm going to start us off with a poll, like we did last time. And what we're going to do is we're going to decide what kind of beginning we're going to start with. Choose a beginning. A calm start, a weird start, a funny start, a scary start. Alright, you guys decided a weird start. We start off in the city of Derby Tinton. Time, morning. Weather, we'll say clear, 5 degrees. So, you're in the town of Derbytinton. You awaken hungover after a massive festival. You are in a back alley again. Had a nasty night of partying, and you guys are seriously hungover. So you guys wake up in an alley. It's nasty because the whole town's been partying. You were partying alongside them, and you're all tired and worn out from that. So the very first thing I'm going to ask you guys to do is to decide, hungover after festival, what do? Go home, go to a tavern, go to the temple, or go back to sleep. You decide, in all your wisdom, that even though you are hungover like a mother next morning after a festival, that you are going to go back to a tavern right away. And I am going to roll a physical check to see if you guys york or not as you're doing this. You roll a 19 plus 4, so 23. You guys decide, yay! And you decide that you leave the alley and you decide to go get drunk some more. Or go to the tavern at least. Scene 2. You're back at the Scuffed Stream Inn and Tavern. You go back to the Scuffed Stream Inn and Tavern. It is a quaint establishment with all kinds of merriment and inebriation options at your leisure. They serve food, they serve drink, they have performers. It's what you would expect in a tavern. You go there in the morning. You go back there, everyone's asleep, or everyone's hungover as well, because it was one hell of a night of partying. There are patrons still there. It is absolutely trashed and messy because everyone slept in overnight, because everyone got absolutely shit-faced. So you go in there, and everything's peaceful and tranquil and calm. Even the bar keeps asleep. Everyone's, sleeping sound as a baby, and they're drunken stupor from the massive festival. What do you do as you get there? Eat free food, steal people's stuff, play with all the things, or take a nap. We have one person who's voting to steal people's stuff. So someone just wants to go full murder hobo. But it looks like for now we're going to steal people's stuff. Alright, whatever. To do this, you decide you're going to loot people's drunk and passed out bodies in the tavern. You are the salt of the earth. But here, we're going to roll a skill check. So roll 1d20. You roll a 6 plus your skill check of 7. So that's 13. You roll a 13. You start picking people's pockets and stealing a bunch of, like, you know, gold, money, even some things from them. And as you do so, you find this mask that seems to be carved of obsidian that was in someone's clutches as they passed out in a table in the corner with some strangers. The mask seems to be very well polished and also a little bit heavy, but it has all these strange runes and carved on the inside part of the mask. As you're looting, you retrieved a bunch of gold, a bunch of money, a bunch of, you know, things and odds and ends from people's pockets because you're stealing people's shit as they're passed out in a bar, you jerk. And you see this obsidian mask in someone's clutches, which you have decided also to take because you are robbing people. You grab the mask in your greedy fit, and you start to notice that people start to wake up. People are waking up. What to do? Run and hide is your first option. Pretend to be asleep. Run away screaming. Pick a fight with a random person. Or cast a spell. Okay, so we have pretend to be asleep and run away screaming. If it's high, we do the pretend to be asleep. If it's low, we do run away screaming. 9. You run away screaming. Okay, so you pick up the mask, and you run out of the bar screaming your little head off, your little froggy head off. I will ask you this. Where do you run to? Woods, sewers, fields, or downtown? Health, stamina, and magic potions. And speaking of that, I'm going to say that you guys spend 1d4 stamina points running around screaming, as you said, randomly with the mask that you stole. So I'm going to say roll 1d4. You rolled a 1. You lose 1 stamina point. Boom. From running around screaming with this stuff. So, you run away to nowhere in particular, which means I get to pick. So, I'm going to roll a d6. 6. You fall into a manhole as you're running away screaming. Your little Pepe guy's like, ah! And they fall into a manhole. Congratulations, you're in the sewers. You fall into the town sewers. And you are down in the sewers. It smells absolutely terrible in here. You hear the sound of rushing water as you are in the sewers. And as you get up and get your bearings, you start hearing this creature sulking and moving around in the darkness. You are waylaid by a Gaglikamak. Alright, the Gaglikamak. He comes up to you like, oh, I'm gonna eat your blood. The Gaglikamak is going to roll a combat roll against you guys. A combat check, as it were. It rolls a 4 plus 2. You guys are gonna have to roll. You roll 1d20. 3 plus your combat check is 7. You smack, as one of my old friends would say, whack smack. You come in and you whack a smack the guy with your let's see, what kind of, we'll say you have a longsword. Why not? That's like what everyone uses. You smack it, and the Gaglikamak is like, and he comes back at you guys. He lashes at you with his claws. He gets a 16 plus 2, 18, and here comes your defense. Oh, wait. I have to reuse this now. Roll 1d20, and we're adding your combat check, so it's a 7. So it's a 16 plus 2 versus that. So you guys get slashed right in the face. And guess what? The mask tumbles into the water of the sewers during the fight. So now it's your guys' chance to attack. Oh, I forgot to roll his damage. So we're going to roll 1d6. He does 1d6 damage to you guys. Oh, he does max damage to you. You guys go down to 11 out of 17 hit points. That's not good. Boom. Okay, next is your turn to retaliate. Okay, fight is amping up. What do? Find mask and run. Fight back, run away, screw this. Find mask and run. Okay. Alright. So, you will do a roll 1d20, and we are going to see if you can find it while it attacks you. So your skill check will have to be greater than its combat check. You roll a 17 plus your skill check of 7. So that's 24. and it rolls a 10 plus 2. So you're able to dodge its attacks while this thing and look for the mask, which you find, by the way. You got the mask back. Woo! Then you decide to kick some water up into the Glucamac's face, and you run away. No! So you run and you run through these sewers, and you eventually reach the outlet into the forest. So we're changing the scene again. So now you're all the way out in the forest. There's cute little birds and squirrels and all kinds of things like that. It's a happy-go-lucky forest. Scene. Forest. And, oh, I forgot to mention, by fighting and doing all that stuff, you lost a few stamina points by then. So here comes your stamina roll. 2. You lost 2 stamina points in that fight. So you find some respite in the forest as you finally escape the clutches of the Glicamac. And you find yourself curious and drawn to this mask. So, I will put it to you guys in a vote. Cool and spooky mask. What do? Put it on and do a dance. Throw it away. Skip town and sell. Put in bag. Alright, okay. Both of you have agreed to skip town and sell the mask. So, you guys take the mask and you start hopping and skipping through the forest. Because you're going to the next town and you don't want to be caught in the roads. As you're doing this, you are stopped by some bandits. A bandit wearing a pink mask runs up to you and is like, "Ah, give me your money! Give me your money, stupid little frog! Give it to me right now!" What do? Bandit, what do? Intimidate them, fight them, run away crying, cast a spell, or cast magic, I'll say cast magic. Then the last one is surrender. Okay, so we got 2 votes for intimidate them. So, they tried intimidating you first, so they're going to try and skill check against you first. 10 plus 2, they have a 12. You gotta beat a 12 on your roll to out-intimidate them. So here comes your roll in chat, 1d20, here we go. You roll a 14. Okay, your skill check is 14 plus 7, 21. You scare the bandit away. And I'm going to roll and see a probability if they drop their mace or not. If it's over 75, then they drop their mace. 88! You rolled an 88! The bandit drops their mace. You get a weapon upgrade from this. It has a +1 to your attack. So, and you use up 1d4 stamina doing so. You rolled a 4. So, doing all that, used up more of your stamina. So you're at 9. You are running through. You are still skipping town, like you said you wanted to, and now you got a new mace and the mask. But as midday approaches, you start getting kind of tired because it's rough country. Okay, I'm gonna ask you this. So, new poll: getting eepy. What do? Rest, push onwards, forced march until you faint. Push onwards. Okay, you guys are gonna have to do. Well, in D&D, I'd call this a survival check because at this point you're getting tired. And you're getting, you wouldn't have an exhaustion point, but you'd be getting tired enough that your character would want to sit down for a bit, especially if they're hungover. So, we're going to roll a skill check. 2! 2 plus 7. Okay, you lose 1d6 stamina pushing onwards when your body is screaming and begging for you to stop. Your character is not so happy people right now. You're going steadily through the forest, when your legs give out and you slump against a tree. As you do, you have not passed out though, but you are so tired that you feel like your lungs are on fire. If something were to jump you right now, you'd be in some pretty bad shape. So your body basically gives up before your will does. But as your body demands a rest, anyone who's had a long shift can definitely relate, because when you get home, you're like, I just want to sleep. As you're drinking the potion, the creepy mask starts to make sounds. And you cannot help but hear it as it starts to glow. You have to make a decision. Spoopy mask now glowing. What do? Try it on, throw it away, try to ignore it, talk to it, or cast magic is your last option. We have 1 vote to talk to it, and we have 1 to cast magic. We need a tiebreaker, folks. Try it on. Well, now it's even more of a deadlock. Okay, I shall have to roll a D100. If it's a 100, if it's a 1, we shall roll again. If it's 1 through 33, it's try it on. If it's 34 through 66, it's talk to it. If it's 67 through 99, it's cast magic. If it's 100, we just roll again. You rolled 11. You try on the mask. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. You put the mask on, and you feel a rush of power within you. You feel yourself turning into rock and stone. You are now, made of stone. The mask has made your body turn, to like a stone-like, thing, like granite. You are now heavy, but you gain a crap load to, your defense. It slows you down a lot, but you get +5 to combat, because now your defense is great. So, now that you know what the mask does, now that we know what the mask does, what do? Keep it on, take it off. Third option will be cast magic. Okay, we got 3 choices, guys. So 2 people are voting to keep it on. It'll half your speed, but you get a +5 to combat. Okay, yeah, you are now made of stone. You decide to keep it on. As you walk, you take all your stuff and you keep... You move half of your normal movement speed. In D&D terms, if you move 30 feet, you now move 15 feet per round. So you trudge through the forest when you see a great green lump in a clearing. But upon getting closer, you realize that the lump is not a lump. It is a troll that is sleeping. You wake up the big troll from its sleep, and it's like... Oh! Okay, since you want to talk to it, you're going to have to roll your skill check. You rolled a 9 plus your skill check plus 7. That's 16. And it rolls a 10 plus 0 for charisma. So you're able to say, hey, listen. Hey, listen. And like, okay, what do you say to the troll? Try to befriend it, taunt it, ask for directions, tell a joke, and then the last one is surprise attack. 1 for ask for info and 1 for tell it a joke. So low will be ask for info, high will be tell a joke. Here comes the d20 roll to see what we get. 6. You ask for info. So I'm going to roll your skill check to see if you actually are able to persuade it to not just, clock your head. So 16 plus 7, so 23. And it has a 17 plus 0, so you actually carry on an intellectual conversation with it. You go, hello there, troll. What do you know about the area? And the troll's like, oh, not much. In fact, I was thinking just how remarkable it is that you seem to have the very stone mask that was stolen from the stone temple. Why, what an interesting coincidence that is. Were you on your way to bring it back? And you carry on this conversation for a while. Now, as you come to that question, the troll might be onto you. What do you do? So the first option is lie like crazy, tell the truth, run away, surprise attack, and cast a spell. Alright, we have, tell the truth seems to be winning. Okay then. So, here's what we do. You relent and you tell the ogre what happened. That you took the thing and you stole the mask and you told him about the truth about what happened. And the troll says, well, it's fine. Well, I guess suppose it makes sense. I was going to kill you and steal it from you. But hey, the fact that you managed to steal that from his guardian who brought it to town for the festival, that's pretty impressive. But what are you going to do in case they come hunting for you? You better come with me. There's a place where you can be safe. He is inviting you to a cave. What do you do? Follow, then run away. Run now, surprise attack, and cast a spell. You follow, and then you slip away. So, the troll starts walking away, trying to lead you to a cave. As he does so, you follow, but then as you're following, you increase your follow distance, and you try to slip away undetected. So here comes the basically a stealth roll. 1d20. Here we go. You roll a 2. You roll a 2. Your skill check is 7, so it's a 9. He's gonna do a skill check to see if he sees you. 6 plus 1. 7. Okay, here's what happens. You guys hide behind the narrowest tree ever, but you pretend to be a boulder. And he looks back and he mistakes you for a boulder. And he just keeps walking on, trying to find out where you are. But you slip away. So congratulations, you survived the troll encounter. You are now in the woods, and after a long journey, you finally arrive at the river village of Bober. Alright, you arrive in the river village, and you decide to get a snack. You use some of the gold that you stole off of the passed out people in the bar to buy yourself a I don't know, a sandwich. Well, I'll draw you a sandwich. All right, you get a sandwich, and you start eating it. You're approached by a wizard as you're eating your afternoon lunch. A wizard comes up to you and says, "Excuse me, I couldn't help but notice your mask. It looks very familiar to me. It looks like the stone mask that the festival likes to have." The wizard comes up and introduces themselves as, "I am Bedelbim, and I was wondering if I might take a closer look at that mask of yours." So, vote now, guys. Bedelbim the wizard wants to see your mask. What do? Let him see it, tell him no, ignore him, or run away. One person says let him see it, the other says tell him no. I will roll. Low is let him see it, low is let him see it, high is tell him no. So 1d20, 7, low. You let him see it, you let him see the mask. You hand the mask to the wizard. The wizard takes it, examines it thoroughly. Looks at, by the way, as you take it off, you are no longer stone. The wizard takes it off and says, "Hey, this actually is the mask from the ritual. What are you doing with it?" Wizard is on to you. What do? Lie, tell the truth, run, surprise attack, or cast a spell. Surprise attack. Oh my god. Okay, guys. We go noble or we go murder hobo. You get your surprise attack off. Roll 1d20 for your combat check. 14 plus 7, 21. It is going to roll with a really lousy check, 5 plus 3, 8. Yeah, no, it does not do so good in combat. He gets absolutely clocked in the face, and I'm going to roll a d100 to see how severe of a hit you make. 18. Okay, you bap him in the face, and he's like, what are you doing? I'm going to assume that you actually continue combat, because you voted for it already. So you make a follow-up attack, 10 plus 7, versus their 10 plus 2, because they're more of a magic thing, but they're going to cast magic on you soon. You hit again, and 97! You hit them in the neck with your mace, which is +1 to combat, and you break their neck. They fall over dead as you smash their neck and sever their spinal cord with your mace. You murdered the wizard. What do? Loot his body, run now, pretend someone else did it, hide, cast a spell. Oh, yeah, by the way, you got the mask back. We have, one person voted to loot the body. We have 2 votes for loot his body. My god, you murder hobos. You loot the body, you find the following. On the murdered wizard's body, you monster. You find a magical staff. There, you gain a magic staff. You cannot wield the steel mace and the magic staff at the same time. Type in chat which one you want to wield. Do you want to wield the steel mace or the magic staff? I guess, yeah, you would put the mask back on. Yeah, we have 2 for the staff, so you guys are now wielding... You're not wielding the mace anymore, you're not wielding the mace anymore, you're wielding the staff. Yeah, there. You are wielding the magic staff. Alright, you hear, as you switch out weapons, you hear a woman scream, and she points at the dead body from the mage, bleeding out from his from his neck wound, from all the blunt force trauma you caused him. So, you hear people starting to gather and point and scream. So, people notice the crime. They notice you murdering the wizard. What do? Run, fight the witnesses, cast a spell. We have 1 vote for casting a spell. You cast, you decide, you don't really know what spells are in this staff, but you decide you don't exactly care either. So, you fling it around and say abracadabra. Woo! So, you, the sandwich, and with your PC and everything like that, you go whoop, and you teleport. Now, I get to decide where you teleport to. Yeah, you guys are screwed. You teleport. This thing had a teleport spell stored in it, and guess where this guy used to be? He used to be at the festival in the town you just came from. And guess where he was? He teleported to the inn that you were in the first place. So, you're no longer in the river village. No. You're back at the Scuff Inn and Tavern. And when you get there, you find that the troll is there, the Glickamack is there as well. And they were talking to each other, and they were talking about you. They and a bunch of other townspeople look at you wearing the stone mask, holding with a sandwich in your mouth, kind of like anime style, and you're holding the staff of a popular local wizard. I'm gonna roll a mental check on their part to see if they notice. That's 1 that got a 6 and a 3. That's an 18 that got a 6 and a 3. And for the crowd, they get an 11 and a 2. People start pointing fingers saying, they stole the mask! They stole the staff! They probably stole the sandwich too! And you are surrounded by people who are now mad that you stole a sacred mask and that you have a staff. Okay, surrounded by angry mob, what do? Cast a spell, try to run, fight everybody, try smooth talking. Okay, I'm gonna roll a d20. If it's low, you cast a spell to try to do something to resolve the situation. If it's high, you assume the fetal position. So, it's high. You break down crying like a little, you break down crying and you're sobbing and assume the fetal position on the ground. While everyone comes up to you, people take the staff, the magic staff is removed from your inventory, the mask is removed from your inventory, and some jerk takes your sandwich too. And the Glickamack is mad at you and he kicks you. And you take, let's see your combat roll. He rolls a 1, so he lightly taps you. Or no, he trips and falls over you. People laugh, but people start spitting on you and you get kind of beaten up. Let's see how bad it is. You don't get beaten up that bad. In fact, I'm going to say you only take 1d6 lethal damage. You take 3 lethal damage as like a bunch of people come by and just start wailing on you from this. And you get your sandwich, your magic staff, and you still have the mace though. They think that's yours. So you still have your mace. I'll let you keep the mace, but the other stuff is taken away from you. And I'll just say it's dark red because yeah, it's no longer in your position at all. After that, the troll and the Glickamack leave, and you are left in a bruised and bloody heap in front of the Scuff Stream Inn and Tavern, having been dealt crowd justice for your crimes and motohobery. What do you do now? Beaten up by angry crowd. What do? Leave town, get revenge, cast a spell, get a drink, cry in an alleyway. Get revenge. Okay, we're getting revenge. You guys are really doing the renegade route this time around. Okay, well, you get revenge. So, your character's going to plan revenge, and they're going to do a mental check to do it. So, let's see here. I'm going to roll 1d20, and we're going to add your mental modifier to it, 3. 16. You decide to overflow the sewers into the town. So, you go to the nearest manhole. Pissed off that you got beaten up by an angry mob because you took one of their sacred artifacts and you apparently killed a famous wizard too. You go to a manhole and you start thinking what kind of spell you should cast on the sewers to get revenge on the town. Which kind of spell to cast on sewers to get revenge? Fire spell, earth spell, water spell, air spell. Okay, so one person voted for air spell on the sewers to get revenge. Well, you go to a manhole and you start conjuring up a powerful, we're gonna do a magic check. You roll a 5 plus 6 on your magic check, and you conjure up a bit of air, and you create a huge air blast that goes into the sewers. I'm gonna roll a d100 to see how effective it is. 15. It blasts all the latrines in the inn and tavern nearby, but it's not powerful enough a spell to really mess the whole town up. But you do expend 3 mana points doing it. So, you get revenge on that. Okay, you back-pressured the sewers slightly with air. What do? Run from consequences, try again harder, leave, or go home. You try again harder. Okay, 16. So this time, because you're taking your time, you expend all of your mana and use a massive air burst into the sewers, basically creating a giant back pressure that shoots all the sewer's contents into everyone's latrines in the town. You now have 0 MP, but now everyone's latrine in the town has a bunch of sewer water and its contents shot back outwards into them. So the toilets go boom. Now what do? You can run away, you can laugh your head off, you can get drunk, or you can hide. Okay, you have voted to run away. We're going to make a skill check to see if you actually succeed in doing that. So, let's find out. 18. You roll an 18 and plus 7, so that's 25. You book it out of the town before anyone can realize you were the one doing it. You run away. The character of Chat, or spelled with a T, has exacted their revenge on the town for beating them up and for daring to cross them, and for disgracing them with punching and kicking them and taking their loot. So the whole town of Derbyton just got absolutely poo-plagued by the fearsome Chat, as you skip town, run to the forest, and are not heard from again. That's the adventure for today, guys.